on Instagram, I came across a YouTuber who's now active on Instagram by the name of Alex Nathaniel. Now, Alex Nathaniel is a guy that does, he's been in the game for a long time. He's been in the New York area, doing like access cable TV shows, things like that, producing things. He's been on social media for a while, even was out before social media. So he's always kind of been in this kind of content kind of business. He's still very active, right? But he's been having some controversial clips on Instagram. And he's always been sort of controversial, but it seems like the controversy has grown in his content. And he used to do a lot of like interviewing of like Dominican women and Puerto Rican women. But it seems like for whatever reason, something may have happened, and he's now kind of calling out, some hypocrisy that he feels that they have towards black people and black men who are kissing the behinds of Latin women who disrespect black women. So I thought, okay, well, let me kind of, talk about this. And so I want to play this particular clip. Again, we do have to beep out some of the curse words and I believe blur out some of the stuff here on IG, because I think it's kind of a little bit graphic. But you can get the gist of what he's saying, and I kind of want to talk about this.
But that woman, your dog, you know what that woman here is, that knows you don't respect your own woman. That's why she throws you under the bus. She said that is a piece of. That's why she don't respect you. You don't even respect yourself. That's why she tell you I'm and you agree with her. You don't stop it. There's a whole bunch of shit happening in the community. Talk about that. Don't talk about our out here. Don't talk about none of our now you're and what? You talk about our shit, and then when we press you, all of a sudden now you out of here. Don't talk about it. There's a whole bunch of shit happening in the community. A whole bunch. You think somebody will get on YouTube today, Dominican, talking about that today? No, because we not gonna be like, well, goddamn, a regular day in the hood. We get beat up by the cops all the time. What is the problem?
All right, so let me kind of deal with this, right? So now, I'm not from New York City, and I'm from the West Coast, but now the Hispanic women on the West Coast, especially Northern California, those people tend to be like the Hispanics that are Latinos belonging more or less to like the Mexican community. New York City, I'm pretty sure they have Mexicans, but I believe what we're dealing with in New York City and Philadelphia and the East Coast are people like from Puerto Rico, people from the Dominican community, Black Brazilian community, and a lot of those people from New York who end up, like the Puerto Rican Dominican community are in hip hop, Fat Joe, Big Punch, people like that, and they kind of grew up around blacks. So now they use some of the same terminology and they live in the same, housing complexes and things like that, projects and whatever else that blacks lived. Whereas in Cali, especially in Southern California, Mexicans and blacks, sometimes you can see them together. It's more or less Northern California, but Mexicans kind of really roll separately. They have separate gangs. They really don't date as much. It's not something that you often see, although you can see it, but not really so much in Southern California as it is maybe a little bit more in Northern California. But in New York City, you see it a lot. So that's why you said, people like Jennifer Lopez considered herself at one time being black. And it's true, a lot of the, Dominicans or Puerto Ricans have some sort of black DNA in them because the slave trade also went there. But now what you hear him saying is a lot of black men, for their disrespect of black women because they worship Latin women, it gets Latin women and empowers them to talk down on black women. And you kind of hear this kind of animosity, especially, some of the brothers in the Passport Bro community. And I know they're like, a lot of the places that they go to. Shout out to the brothers in like, New York City, I know brothers going to Dominican Republic. You got brothers like Edie and Cole, brothers like Taylor Made Dreams. And none of these brothers hate black women from America or have any animosity towards them. But I will say that I do see this. I do see like, these women are, much better than them. But in New York City, you see it too. So what happens is sometimes you might see Latin women talking down on black women, and you've seen it. You've seen it in hip hop. I mean, you see it with Cardi B, and a lot of might be the reason why that can happen, because black men could put some Latin women on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very easy for certain people to deal with black men and not like the women in their community. So then this is what I gotta say. And I'm not saying this is every brother, but I would say, you know, again, I know that people in our community might not have the best respect for black men. And I get that because I grew up in that same sort of environment, so I understand it. But now at the same time, when you go from the black community and you go to the other communities, I don't care if it's the African community, I don't care if it's the white community, and then, you know, you talk like down on other people. I'm not saying you guys do this, but they will feel emboldened or entitled to talk down to people or talk down on black women or what they look like. And that is because a lot of brothers don't check that. You know what I'm saying? And I think even if you're in an interracial relationship and you feel like people are disrespecting your folks, I mean, there's a great opportunity to do that. I've never had that issue because I don't deal with nobody that's not out. You know, I gotta have a woman that's black, right? So a woman is black, you know, even if she's African, she gonna look like somebody from the black community in America. So we're not gonna even be able to go there and all that kind of stuff because she gonna understand, like, you know, this is not what's gonna go down. But now at the same time, there are some brothers who are putting women in other communities on pedestals. I don't know why brothers do that, but you know, you have some black men that do that, and then it doesn't look good because, you know, like look at the brother Oben Selly. You know, he had that OnlyFans model, and he was putting her on the pedestal, and then what happened? Like, as black men, if you are a higher achiever, let me just say this: stop making these women feel like you're just so lucky to be with them because they're Dominican or because they're Puerto Rican or because they're light skinned or because they got a big butt or because they're whatever. If you guys have the mindset of being an overachieving black man and you're doing very well, come on, man, they're lucky to have you. A lot of times you brothers who are dealing with ladies from other communities, you are going to give them a more freer life. You're going to give them a more liberal style of relationship. A lot of those dudes in certain communities, man, they're kind of like, you know, really, I'm not saying tying women down, but now you might have more freedom for the lady. You're working to provide for her. You're working to take care of her, right? It's an honor in today's time to have a husband. A woman that has a man that is a husband, it's an honor for her to have him. Don't get me wrong, it's an honor to have a good wife, but we're gonna keep it real. It's an honor to have a good husband. And women need to understand that. Women need to understand it. And I think a lot of times brothers get so confused. Oh man, she's mixed, or she's like this, and oh, she's from the DR, oh, it's one, she's light skinned. And then it's like, you know, you make it her feel like, you know, it's an honor to be with her, when really she might not be doing nothing better for you than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? The woman gotta respect where you come from, and we gotta be real as black men. People die for us to be where we at. Like the stuff that I'm able to do right now, I wouldn't be able to do it if somebody didn't lay the foundation for me. And that includes black men and black women, because both of them helped me get here. I might not be talking about the people that's in my generation now I might have a problem with, but remember where you came from. You come from good stock, and they would never do that to their people. So you don't do it to our people. Have some respect for our people and what we've accomplished. So that way, when people come around your mama, they come around your grandfather, they come around your people, they know they got to come with respect. They got to come with the best. A lot of women that come from the other community when they date black men, they don't feel like they got to have the respect for us like they would have to have for their own people or their own men. And we gotta knock that out. Yes, they do. You got to respect our people, period. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.